Hello everyone, it's Jamie here. Now, before we get into the actual episode, apologies, I've got a request to make. All of us at the Smart 7 are really excited. Over the past week, we've been nominated for 4 different awards, which is just a huge, massive achievement for all of us. But one of them needs your help. We've been nominated for a Signal Award. We are up against some absolutely terrifying competition. Would you do me a favour? Would you just go to thesmart7.com? That will redirect you to the voting page. It'll take literally 1 minute of your day and could make the world of difference to us here. Thanks very much.
Hello, I'm Emma Twin. I'm a virtual twin for Dassault Systèmes. My job? Simulate multiple medical conditions on myself to develop new treatments for all. Basically, I'm like a crash test dummy for healthcare. It may sound like science fiction, but in fact, it's just science. I explain it all on my LinkedIn account. Look up Emma Twin from Dassault Systèmes.
It's cozy season, and Osea's Undaria Exfoliate and Glow Duo is just what you need to nourish your skin. The Undaria Cleansing Body Polish exfoliates, while the Undaria Algae Body Oil is clinically proven to improve elasticity and deeply moisturize without feeling greasy. Give your skin a glow up this fall with clean vegan skincare from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code FALL at OseaMalibu.com. That's OSEA Malibu.com, code FALL.
On today's Smart 7, HS2 is not to be. The Donald Show wraps up in New York and lots more. It's Thursday the 5th of October. It's National Poetry Day. And happy birthday, Travis Kelce.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Wednesday saw Prime Minister Rishi Sunak finally make a decision about the future of HS2, and for fans of high-speed rail, it wasn't good news.
I am ending this long-running saga. I am cancelling the rest of the HS2 project, and in its place, we will reinvest every single penny in hundreds of new transport projects in the North and the Midlands across the country.
Perhaps because it's taken so long to actually make a decision, the promise of investment in infrastructure for the North hasn't calmed things down either. In fact, the voices of protests only seem to get louder, with former Prime Minister David Cameron joining Boris Johnson and Theresa May in condemning the cancellation. Cameron says it's a sign that the country is heading in the wrong direction, presumably south. The rail industry also weighed in, describing Rishi's decision as the biggest and most damaging U-turn in the history of UK infrastructure. Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, was infuriated not just by the cancellation, but also by the week of will he, won't he dramatics that preceded it.
I don't see how you can take a plan that goes beyond the life of any individual government, given it goes all the way through the country, how you can kind of take that plan and basically tear it up at a party conference.
Rishi's first conference speech as Tory leader saw him working hard to present himself the 5th Tory Prime Minister in a 13-year period as the candidate for change. After an excruciating introduction by Mrs Sunak, where she dropped in jokes about Rishi watching Emily in Paris, Mr Sunak was all business, but he didn't commit to cutting taxes, instead pledging to continue to fight inflation. He did bring 2 new proposals to the table. The first, a copy of New Zealand's rolling smoking ban based on age.
I propose we raise the smoking age by 1 year every year. That means a 14-year-old today will never legally be sold a cigarette, and that they and their generation can grow up smoke-free.
The second set of proposals involved education. He's doubled a recruitment bonus for new maths and science teachers, which means they'll be offered £30,000 extra over the first 5 years of their careers. He's also announced a plan to restructure the A-levels and the newly introduced T-levels, intended to ensure that all students would now sit for the advanced British standard.
We will introduce the new rigorous, knowledge-rich, advanced British standard, which will bring together A-levels and T-levels into a new single qualification for our school leavers.
Public hearings for the UK's COVID inquiry began way back in June and it's been quietly working away, hearing evidence from those involved in the pandemic. The current module is focused on government decision-making in response to COVID-19, and they've been hearing excerpts from Sir Patrick Vallance's diaries. He was the government's chief scientific officer and a familiar face at the nightly briefings. Current Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has failed to provide all of his WhatsApp messages from that time, claiming they hadn't been backed up. He also hasn't come out well, according to Sir Patrick Vallance, who says that Chancellor Rishi blocked support for those forced to self-isolate.
Sir Patrick Vallance, in his evening diary recorded on 21st of August 2020, Chief Medical Officer said clearly that financial support for people self-isolating is key. On 7th of September 2020, he wrote, "Chancellor blocking all notion of paying to get people to isolate, despite all the evidence that this will be needed."
Donald Trump's civil trial in New York on fraud charges isn't going particularly well. Firstly, through an error by his legal team, he has no jury, just a judge. That judge has already issued a gagging order against Donald for remarks made about the court clerk. Now, after 3 days of ranting outside the courtroom, Donald has decided to return to Florida and skip the rest of the trial. New York Attorney General Letitia James was glad to see the end of the Donald show and called him out for his bullying language. In between ranting about his assets, he took questions on whether or not he would parachute in as Speaker of the House, a technical possibility, but also surely a recipe for chaos.
Leading my life, 50 points for president. Well, my focus is totally on that. If I can help them during the process, I would do it. But we have some great people in the Republican Party that could do a great job as Speaker.
So to come in the Smart 7, the Champions League returns to Newcastle and there's a new Elvis movie coming.
Right after this.
Some people take the straight path in life. But at Arizona State University, we respect your twists and turns. They make our online students more driven to excel in their professional lives. That's why our personalized suite of services empowers you with innovative resources and staff that sticks with you.
Make your next turn with one of our 300-plus programs at ASU, #1 in innovation for 9 consecutive years. Visit us at asuonline.asu.edu to learn more.
Welcome back.
Wednesday night saw Champions League action with Celtic entertaining Lazio, Man City travelling to play Leipzig and Newcastle welcoming PSG to St James's Park. Lazio won 2-1 in Scotland and Man City won 3-1 in Germany, but all eyes were on Newcastle's first home Champions League game in 20 years. They put in a tremendous performance against the French champions and came away 4-1 winners. Manager Eddie Howe was delighted.
Thought collectively our spirit and our energy was excellent. Thought we created the positive things that we had in the first half, from really aggressive pressing, everything that's a hallmark of us when we play well. And then second half we had to dig deep and try and get over the line.
It might well feel like there's absolutely nothing you don't know about David Beckham. He and wife Victoria have been fixtures in the tabloids since they first got together in 1997. But while we might think we know all the drama, we haven't heard it from Posh and Becks themselves until now. A new 4-part Netflix documentary sees the squeaky voiced one tell us all about his relationship, his alleged affair and more. It's called Beckham and it's streaming now.
There was a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of things that's happened in my life and my career. People know a lot of the stories, but they've probably never heard some of them from me. And for me, going over certain things like 98, I'd never really sat down and talked about really in such detail.
There's another Elvis movie on the way, but this time it's the Elvis story as told by his wife, Priscilla. It's directed by Sofia Coppola and exec produced by Priscilla Presley herself, so it's got pretty good credentials already. The young Priscilla is played by Kaylee Speeney, who you might know from the Mayor of Easttown, while Jacob Elordi plays the King. It hits cinemas on November 3rd.
There's a lot of rumors about you.
Was there something you're hiding?
I don't have a goddamn thing to hide. I need a woman who understands that things like this might happen. Are you gonna be her or not?
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, and we'll give you the world.
The United States Border Patrol has exciting and rewarding career opportunities with the nation's largest law enforcement organization.
Earn great pay with outstanding federal benefits and up to $20,000 in recruitment incentives. Learn more online at cbp.gov/careers/USBP.